So then, are we going to be seeing Fnatic go for that more early game sort of draft, and then TNC perhaps might try and go for a stronger late game? Do you think that's what's going to happen here, Black?
Potentially, it's just the problem is a lot of hyper carries are not really good right now. The really good ones are already banned out, so it's gonna be somewhat difficult to match this Luna, especially if
Yeah.
Fnatic want to pick up a more skating offlaner like the Doom or potentially even the Darkseer.
All the meta carries are gone with Usa, TB, Spectre, and then Luna picked up. I mean, there's some others which are pretty good. We've seen Lifestealer be successful, but
There's Juggernaut.
DK, okay, they're going to go Lifestealer. There we go.
I was going to say, just as you bring it up.
All right.
Lifestealer? I mean, it's a good hero. It's good against all the heroes Fnatic has. I'm just a little bit worried that like Fnatic has the last pick, right? They're gonna counter this Lifestealer in the lane.
Yeah, I guess the nice thing is you can immediately protect. They ban Slardar. They're going to ban the heroes that cause Lifestealer the biggest problems, at least with two of their bans.
Which is Slaughter. What is the other one? Like Lifestealer is so strong in lane, it's very hard to.
Maybe? Like
Or
Def
even
loves
then,
playing Legion Commander. I don't
you
know.
kind of
I mean,
beat Legion in lane, but yeah, Def likes to play it. What
Exactly,
is it?
I don't
Maybe
think-
some Wind Ranger or something? Like annoying? I don't know. Nobody really picks that, I guess.
Do they want to go for someone that could, you know, just slowly poke away at heroes, just slowly chipping down their health, just trying to be annoying really early game? Do you think?
Possibly. But it's gonna. It looks like a Nyx 4, right? And a Baden. Could this be a Baden offlane? No, that wouldn't make sense.
Well, and of course, Black, they can just put Leshrac in the offlane role and pick a mid last if they, because they're going to know the mid matchup. They may see what they're going to see Armel's hero and be like, okay, do we want to send Lesh mid or do we want to send our last pick? So they can flex this Leshrac to multiple lanes.
They did ban out the Legion Commander that we spoke about.
And the Doom is also gone as well.
Yep.
Unfortunately. But it makes sense. If I was either of these teams, I would not want it to go through, especially after seeing its performance that it's had. But I also know I talked to you yesterday, GoDz, about the Batrider. You kind of talked me out of believing in it, and then it got picked up today. Do you think, not potentially in this game, but at all in this series, that we can see a Batrider come out? Is there the possibility of a strength showing Batrider?
Yeah, for sure. The hero has a place in the meta. It's usually as a counter pick for these like melee heroes like the TAs and stuff that you want to pick it into. Against Abaddon, I don't think you want to play Batrider, so I don't think TNC's picking it. Fnatic, I mean, I don't know. Against DK, against Lifestealer, it's not great in lane. Against DK, it's fine, but we'll see. It probably depends what TNC.
Yeah, as you said, this game is a little unlikely. They already have pretty good answers in both teams. TNC. I don't think Armel. I mean, he plays a good Dragon Knight, of course, but I don't think it's a hero he excels on.
Yeah,
I like him more on
he
these.
doesn't want to play it. Yeah, he's like, you know, this is a gaming series against Fnatic. He's not asking for the DK. He's asking for the puck. That's what he's asking.
I thought I heard you say puck, and I was like, whoa, hasn't been banned. I feel like surely it's going to come out. It just kind of makes sense. But with that puck, what's Fnatic going to be picking Black to counter that one?
Well, now they have a lot of options. They already sort of have it countered with the Nyx Assassin. Leshrac lanes decently against puck, but they could also just put it against the Lifestealer and pick another mid hero that... What could that be?
I feel like they need something to kind of be tanky in the front. Like, yeah, the supports Abaddon kind of does it, but they want like some kind of, you know, traditional offlaner. Who's the aura bot? Leshrac in the offlane can be that, but I feel like there is a decent amount of damage on the TNC side where they can just blow up this Leshrac. They've got both magical and physical damage.
It's a little hard to find a good offlaner though against Lifestealer that can be this aura bot.
Yeah.
Because he's really good against all these melees.
Except for the ones that are banned, the Slaughter and the Legion. So, well, it's Legion he's fine against. But
what about a Beastmaster? Would go really well with the Luna. The draft overall, you have a BKB piercing stun. It doesn't lane terribly against Lifestealer. I don't know if Def likes that sort of hero.
Yeah, I don't think he's known for it. I never heard Ponlo mentioned it. I think the team that was playing Beastmaster was KP on SMG, so...
Tidehunter, okay, that's more of a Def hero for sure. Isn't that great against Lifestealer though? Like, at all.
It's not great, you're saying. Yeah. It feels like Gabby's gonna have a free lane, but perhaps it fits the game. It's like, here's this big tanky frontliner, could build the auras, gonna give them the team fight, and we've seen, these games are going 50 minutes, and if you're going 50 minutes, having a Tidehunter with his team fight potential, you're feeling like you want to pick some kind of late game hero there.
Yeah, Fnatic looks like a really strong sort of late game here, but I am going to side with TNC for this one. I just really like the look of Lifestealer, as well as Lion. Lion's actually now one of the most picked heroes throughout the TI qualifiers, which is pretty insane. Absolutely skyrocketed there. But GoDz, which team do you want to go for, and do you want to give me a time prediction again for how long you think this game's going to go for?
I feel like Fnatic, similar to TNC, going to be able to do well in the lifesteal lane. I think Fnatic's safe lane looks really good with this Luna. I think it's a great pick against the offlane DK. You've got magic damage, you have the range, you've got an Abaddon support. So I think Fnatic may be able to snowball with this Luna, and I think Luna's going to be able to farm faster than Lifestealer. So I think Fnatic might win this one in quicker than 40 minutes. We may see an actual
Quicker than 40, wow. What a
That's a
prediction.
big, yeah. Where are you going to sit with this one then, Black?
I also think Fnatic's draft looks really good. Because Abaddon answers a lot of problems they've had. And just overall, the draft looks a little bit more solid. I'm going to say 35 minutes.
Okay, you guys are going for both of you are going for a very quick game, but I'll let you jump into game number 1, and I'm looking to see you guys back here in hopefully 40 minutes.
All right, thanks, Nat. Wow, I love that we've got to a point, Black, where we're talking about a 35-minute game being quick, and with how these SEA qualifiers go, a 35-minute game is definitely a quick game.
I mean, yeah, like all of these teams are definitely taking the term, let's play it safe, guys, to another level. We're playing it super safe every time. High ground, 5v3. Let's go back, boys. We're gonna find the jungle a little bit. Like definitely, if that was like an online qualifier for another tournament, they would be playing way more aggressively. But you can understand them.
Yeah,
it's just
you've played TI qualifiers a few times. Did you get that kind of feel whenever you played TI qualifiers compared to a normal tournament that things were a lot slower and safer?
Especially the first time, yes. But after that, I honestly kind of got annoyed with a lot of my teammates because they've kind of fell into the same pattern. I was like, yo, guys, we can't be this scared. I know there's a lot on the line, but we gotta play properly, you know, because a lot of wins actually slip away or become quote-unquote like risky wins because you're not pressuring when you should be pressuring. We have seen it a lot in this qualifier as well, where the team that's ahead and should be pressuring is just happy farming and the other team comes back because of it.
We'll see what the approach is going to be here. Perhaps that's a takeaway for Fnatic, because at least going back to day one, were you with me when we cast the Omega? I think that was with Polno, but they were just losing the early games. Yeah, they were really struggling in the laning stage, and it felt like Fnatic were this, let's sit back and just win late, which they've kind of got decent late game with a Luna Tide, but I don't think they want to just play a passive game here.
Yeah, I think so too. Like Luna wants to get 2-3 items fast. They just group up together. Why does Lifestealer still weak? Because if they're both equally farmed as Lifestealer and Luna, Lifestealer will win that matchup pretty handily.
We've got two great vehicles, both Puck and Dragonite with a, it's an offlane DK. We're going to see a Blink Dagger, so the scaling for TNC late game, it feels like we'll have an edge.
Yeah, I would agree. It's just, I think the pace might be a little bit too fast for them. That's why I chose Fnatic early on. Like, Puck won't really have an easy time cutting waves to delay tower pushes because of the Nyx Assassin. They have Edict, Luna, even Abaddon with the Curse of Avernus is a really good pushing support.
I love the meta development here. We've got supports putting sentries on the small camps by mid lane. So this Puck doesn't have a neutral camp next to this small lane. And it's just, I'm going to spend 50 gold in a sentry to deny you maybe 2 small camp farms, and that's going to deny this mid laner more than 50 gold.
Yeah, it might even be more than 2. Like, a lot of people just farm them like every minute. Might be 3 or 4. Especially this new sentry ward lasts 8 minutes, which is kind of insane.
I'm going to force the Puck or somebody on Puck's team to buy a sentry to get rid of it. Like you say, lasting 8 minutes. You can't just have it left there. So, definitely it's been the meta with supports going out to lane with like 2-3 sentries sometimes and just using them to block camps early on.
Yeah, I hate that in ranked matchmaking. When there's like this tryhard support on the enemy team, he just does that. I'm like, yo, bro, it's matchmaking, man. Relax. You don't have to do this, you know?
Looking like a true carry player, Mr. Anti-Mate. Like, where are my neutral camps?
Yeah.
And you're a carry player, you're like, I'm not buying sentries. Those things cost 50 gold. You don't get money back when you deward a sentry, It's not worth it.
I only buy sentries for ops, exactly. If there's a sentry, I'm like, hey, Oracle, I got a sentry. Thank you. Or when I play against TI, I do it too because you get money back. don't get money.
Okay, being pressured down bottom, forced to pop his Fairy Fire. As they...
Okay.
What's a
Very
stroke
aggressive.
of fate if he pops his Mango, but him's not wanting to go. What's hold on?
How did the
Good
S
job.
looking then? Mid lane very even. Lifesteal tight also very, like all lanes are very even right now.
This has been the theme with this region as a whole. Like it feels like all the teams are so evenly matched, skill-wise, player-wise. Every lane, it's just like all three cores on both teams getting farm. No one crushing any one given lane. Perhaps that's going to change a little bit down bottom if Fnatic want to go for like 4 points in the Lucent theme, but even then, DK can easily sustain with Dragon Blood.
DJ, just be careful here. They have a Dragon Tail.
Preemptively shields, then Dragon Tailed after the shield, taking a lot of damage. I don't think he's going to die here, but he is taking a lot of damage and not dishing any back.
Yeah, there's some region coming with the courier though for the Fnatic side, so they should be able to sustain no problem. And I mean, I guess Tidehunter against Lifesteal is actually not that bad, right? You just kind of free farm yourself also because of the Anchor Smash. Because Lifesteals don't
yeah,
really
that's all
build
good.
into rage anymore, right? Like you just skill the passives nowadays.
Yeah. Definitely.
Jabs.
Jab's going a bit aggressive here, but it doesn't feel like top lane's the lane we're going to see any action or kills in. But more likely that, unless we see the mid laners rotate, but down bottom potentially where we could see some action once he's... I mean, we've already seen a bit more action there with the Abaddon and the Grimstroke trading blows with the Inkswell being used.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a more passive early game for both until the Puck and Lesher come online. Probably start rotating to the side lanes.
That's the one lane that's starting to swing one way. The mid lane is going TNC's way now. Battle going out with some of these runes here. Nyx and Lion trading blows down bottom. Abaddon and Grimstroke were trading blows. But yeah, the Puck, Leshrac, Ormel, just, you know, one of the most mechanically solid mid laners. And we've seen a bit with Fnatic's game. Sometimes Xuan, amazing in the mid to late game, but his laning, sometimes he does slightly lose his lane.
Yeah, I mean, especially on a Leshrac who starts with like, you know, 48 base damage or something, it can be a little bit iffy sometimes to get the lane the way you really want it to. But once he gets level 6, he'll just be able to farm jungle, no problem.
Tries to land a stun on Armel, but Armel nicely sidesteps it.
Yeah, as you said, he's a really, really talented player. One of the best, if not even the best mid laner, just mechanically in SEA.
SEA is the region for mid laners. I mean, it is one of SEA's biggest exports. You look at some of the top teams in the world. I bet in the past mid one, you've got nothing to say on LGD. This is a region filled with talented mids, and I feel like talented core positions. There are just so many of these mechanically skilled players.
I think that's the key word here, talent. Like, this region always had so much talent, it's just they have a very hard time getting it all together and finding like a voice that can put it all to work together, right? Which is why they are also migrating out other teams, because other regions have really good captains, which is SEA is lacking.
Yep. It's perhaps starting to change a bit, because, you know, even though only one SEA team qualified for TI, we had some success stories with T1 at the recent major, Neon at the Singapore major. Top lane Boomy has the stick charge, just going to heal him up a bit. Does Death have another Anchor Smash? Needs to get close enough. The Carapace is there, and he gets out of range, so looks like Boomy will survive. And the TP coming in from the Grimstroke.
Interesting
Sure.
TP.
They can actually get on top of them, yeah.
Was very late.
Bok said he's fine bottom, yeah.
I mean, Bok is definitely fine bottom, like they won't be able to kill him, but this also means that Luna is going to be completely free farming. And this offlane Dragon Knight has become such a menace in all these games. You just can't harass him down. It's too much HP region. 17.3 right now.
Oh, mid lane, the double support rotation. This is why perhaps the Grimstroke kind of came in, but they've got the Pulse Nova, so he's actually going to turn it around, and Xuan gets the first blood for himself. It was the rotation for the 6-minute rune, and good support just ran into a Leshrac Pulse Nova and just melted.
Yeah, level 3 Edict plus Pulse Nova. Just way too much damage to handle, which is exactly why Leshrac is so popular nowadays. You can get away with just 1 level lightning stun because of the bottle, so many runes to refill everything, and then you just start scaling very well with this Edict.
Yep. That's a nice kill for Leshrac, who was, you know, slightly behind in this mid lane. Not losing by any means, but getting that first blood injection gonna really help out Xuan's game.
Yep. Def is starting to struggle a little bit against his lifesteal now, who of course, every right click on a Titan that just deals a ton of damage to him. Leshrac is
The
dead though.
phase boot is where this thing gets hard. Yeah, he popped the rage and everything. He needs to infest out, but the Ravage is there. Great bait, Death. What a sick play from him. The new Fnatic offlaner showing off a bit there.
Interesting that Gabby used Ravage to be a little bit aggressive. I guess he didn't expect the rotation to come in at all.
Looked like he was trying to find a creep to infest into. Like as soon as he popped that aggressive rage, he's like he realized what was about to maybe happen to him, but get the infest off in time.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate because that was the lane they were supposed to be winning at least. He's TPing bottom now. His lifesteal. Okay. They want to start pressuring the tower with the dragon form. And they have no Ravage, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to defend this one. Tidehunter also pretty low on health. And no Eclipse available.
Yeah, no Eclipse. So going for a 2-2-2 build. Probably just going to max the glaives and not get Eclipse until level 9, level 10.
Yeah.
You know, it's Luna.
We see a lot of Lunas even just go one level in beam and just max it to passives. They want to go super greedy.
Like, you need someone to defend this mid lane, and there, yeah, here we go. TP gonna come in from the puck. A Leshrac level 4 Edict will melt this tower in no time at all, and they don't have a glyph here, so that Edict gets the tower down to half health, and tail onto Armel. He's in some trouble, but he's gonna look to turn and fight with a TP coming in from Bok. The coil is there, he shields after the stun. Great defensive play from DJ, who's trying to buy time for Leshrac to get to the regen room, but it doesn't look like he's gonna do so with Gabby infesting on in. The regen's gonna be claimed by Armel, and they're gonna get DJ as well. They get a couple of kills there. Grimstroke died elsewhere, but a great rotation from TNC to defend their mid lane.
Yeah, it was a very quick rotation. Lifesteal TP'd bottom. They probably thought he doesn't have a TP, so he just infests into the Dragon Knight who then TP's middle. Gives him a free taxi. Very quick movement here from TNC. Kind of stall this early game out a little bit more.
And see if TNC can get this mid tier 1 tower. You gotta imagine Fnatic probably want to defend this one, right, Black?
100%. Like, this mid tower is so important, you can't give it up this early.
Nick's trying to drag creeps off. Luckily, there's no dragon form and not really the strongest pushing potential from these TNC heroes. Stack's being stolen. TNC have walked into this jungle and found, I believe, a triple stack there. Neutral item. Someone get it up! Oh, DJ just stole the neutral item, I believe. Xuan is going to hit the Split Earth onto the Dragon Knight. Look to bring him down with a Pulse Nova damage. They're going to be one neutral item short until the 17-minute mark. Is Armel going to get ravaged in the mid lane as well? They bring down the puck. Great find for Fnatic. They punish them at that neutral stack.
Yeah, the attempt to steal the
They were hoping
stacks
for.
weren't fast enough. And DK just kind of wanders off alone, stuns the Lash who gets shielded and dies to him. A little bit of a miscommunication there. And as you said, Arcane Ring has been stolen by the Abaddon.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty big
Look at all
item
the
too
neutral
for them.
items to kill. Yeah, the tier 1s is where it's now there's going to be 5 on the Radiant team and none, oh sorry, well 3, sorry, none right now, but 3 soon on TNC.
Yeah. Definitely gonna be a big problem.
Oh. Raven, meanwhile, while this is all going on, just farming away top. Got a 3rd point in Luna Blessing. Is this the I feel like I've usually seen the glaives. Is this another way to build the Luna with the passive, or the second passive?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this either. If your goal is to just farm, hold that thought. Bok might be in a little bit of trouble.
Gosh, follow up. They've body blocks, jabs. Oh, no movement for you, sir.
A 3rd level onto Beam also. So he's all over the place with his skill build.
the smorgasbord of skill points. Bit of everything. Mid lane DJ doesn't have level 6 yet. Gets coiled. Armel committing a lot for this Abaddon. Can he actually get him? Yeah, he will. Had the stroke of fate if needed as well, but he got the kill before it came in. And with the Siege Wagon, they will take this tier 1 mid tower. Question is, can Fnatic punish this? Can they get denied? No, they can't. And Fnatic will watch their tier 1 mid fall.
Yeah, these team fights are gonna be a little bit of a problem here for TNC. They don't have a huge amount of damage, and Leshrac itemized into a hood. He has an Abaddon behind him. So it's gonna be very hard to take down this Leshrac, who will deal a ton of damage just by being next to you. How do you deal with this guy right now?
Yeah, I guess the idea is the lifesteal is going to get farmed enough, and you just use the rage to fight the Leshrac, because Leshrac is not going to be that protected against the physical damage. I guess that's one thing that TNC have going for them.
That is true, and he just finishes Armlet as well. There's a smoke coming down here by Puck and Lion. Potentially looking for this Lash, but he's already protected by the Abaddon.
Fnatic deward the area as well as Jabs goes running in. He needs to be careful. There's a sentry ward nearby. There's a couple sentry wards down this bottom lane. They pop another one and they're going to get the Hex. They find Jabs, Boomy ready.
Wow, he gave him the
Third
instant
one down
treatment.
this bottom lane. Yeah.
He gave him everything. Wasn't even that concerned about the finger stack. Still gets it in the end, but yeah. Def is taking top lane. Not the biggest fan of it, to be honest. I feel like Luna should be taking the top farm. I feel Titan's kind of stealing it away from her. Now she
Definitely
only
for a
has
while
this-
we saw Raven there, but now Raven's kind of gone back to the triangle where there aren't any stacks. That's one thing Fnatic, it feels like, you know, they were so busy and focused on these lanes, they didn't have time to create those ancient stacks to really accelerate the Luna's farm.
Yeah, and also because of his skill build and the way Fnatic is playing the map, he's actually behind the lifestealer in gold, which is very strange. Not something you usually see.
Yeah, this Lifestealer even has the death to his name and still slightly ahead. Perhaps some of that tower gold is part of the reason why, but what Fnatic's next move is going to be? They have to be able to take down this tier 1 mid tower despite the Leshrac edict, and maybe something they want to set their eyes on fairly soon.
100%. Lash is so strong right now with this Abaddon. They have a Ravage as well.
Juan going to be playing in the trees.
It's so dirty.
Tidehunter Ravage to kind of help him out here. They get the deny. TNC, no, they can't defend it, but they can deny it, so.
They're chasing the buck here.
Yeah. Oh, Jabs tried to carapace, but he got the Impale instead. Ravage follow-up. RML, he phase shifted. RML, can he jaunt away? No, he got the coil out. Does still go down here. Is there any follow-up from TNC? They get the Impale out onto Juan on the Leshrac. The nice 2-hero Soulbind. Pulls in DJ. DJ getting stunned up. Now he gets Hex as well. He can't help out his buddy. They pick out the Leshrac with the Gabby Lifestealer rotation. They want Jabs now as well. He doesn't have a carapace for a couple of seconds. Gabby has to be careful. He infests into block, negating the Eclipse damage. Now the Breathe Fire doing some decent damage to get Raven low, force him back. They lose line on the backlines here. Death is just unkillable, at least to a certain extent. He may now find himself in the middle of 4 heroes. What can he do about it with the puck respawning? It could spell trouble for him. Nice stun coming out onto Tim's as they are going to bring him down as well. Jab's happy to throw away his life to buy some space for them to get out as well, secure an extra kill. Death on the run. He's going to get caught by a Dragon Tail if Bok can get enraged. Doesn't look like that's the case, so messy fight in the mid lane and kind of an even trade in the end, it feels like.
Yeah, and this Tidehunter seems to be nigh unkillable with this DJ Abaddon constantly shielding and healing him. Lifesteal is a decent answer to him, but even he couldn't even put a dent into him. Half health was all they got. Oh. Lifestealer still needs probably to finish his Skadi first before he really starts dealing some damage, which is quite a long time away. But he's the big winner of this team fight. He got a couple of kills and now leading the net worth chart as well. Luna needs to be keeping up the pace here. In fact, he should be ahead of the pace of the Lifestealer. He's really not.
Definitely feels different to so many Luna games. The Luna games I feel like I saw in the earlier regions, it was just let's stack, let's just farm jungle, max glaives, mid lane. Smoke rotation, they find the Abaddon. This is the perfect cure to scout a smoke. They're not even going to bother rocking the borrowed time. They just say, okay, well, let's just pull back, reposition, and maybe try to take some farm that we can.
Yeah, Lash also finished his defensive tool. The Yule Scepter. So he'll be a little bit more survivable. But this is a little bit concerning. Like, they have a 1k gold lead right now, but...
Jabs, mid lane, he's thought he was safe here, but
again.
he had his own sentry, and that's why he thought he was safe, but the Dire sentry was just out of range, so...
Yeah. I mean, sentries are insane right now. They're so cheap, they last for so long. Playing Invis heroes is harder than ever, it feels like.
Yeah.
Top tower is under attack.
You know, pub players rejoice. Nobody likes a Ricky picker.
Yeah.
Pub.
Ricky or Nyx Assassin also. Most annoying cockroach ever.
Yeah. I feel like, you know, a lot of pub players are happy these days that, you know, the Shadowblade Slark is out of the meta.
Yeah.
Another thing you see as much.
I mean,
That
I'm
used to
guilty of picking
play
a lot of
pub
Nyx
decks.
too, so. I'm one of those guys. MMR over honor.
Dota players, hey, you know, that's definitely Dota players in a nutshell.
Yeah.
As far as this game goes, things feel pretty even. Like, you know, up 35, not going to be in a long game prediction, not looking too hot right now. This feels like a game that has that potential to go late. Even some of these items we've seen being queued up, like Grimstroke has the Axe queued up to try and, you know, deal with the Luna. Like, it does feel like both teams are expecting this one to slow down. Well, it already has slowed down.
Yeah, late game should definitely be in the favor of TNC though. So not having any sort of gold lead here is a little bit concerning for Fnatic. I thought they would be ahead by at least like 3-4k at this point.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
TNC can
Top tower
make up for their lost neutral item, as they'll be getting these tier 2s out now, and Fnatic are eyeing off this top lane. I think feeling like you say, they need to get perhaps a bit further ahead. They want a tier 2 tower, they want to be able to take this enemy outpost, and then usually what follows that is taking Roshan. We'll have to see if TNC have a response for that one. It looks like they will try and TP and defend this one, Black.
Yeah, well at the least they want to spam out the wave so they can't get the tower for free. But they're very survivable with the Abaddon behind them. They have to be careful they don't get caught up by the next assassin here.
I do have a sentry in the lane, so Nyx cannot necessarily rely on that Vendetta. Going behind the tower, anything. Puck just blinking to clear some creeps. They follow up with a Dragon Tail. This should get shielded off. Xuan kept alive here. Bok knife 2 heroes, Soulbind coming in from the Grimstroke. The Ravage from Death with the Blink reveal. He goes jumping in. They're going to look to try and burst down Bok. Gabby with a nice little infest play to keep him alive a little bit long, but he still ends up going down and out. Sims in the middle of things, too far forward. Puck still trying to nuke him down. Gets the Nyx Assassin low, but it's not enough damage to kill off Jabs, who gets healed up by DJ, and Fnatic will get the tier 2 tower. That'll let them back off unscathed. No casualties on the Fnatic side.
Yeah, very well played by them. And right now they definitely have the teamfight prowess. We saw it there. They just don't have the damage to kill this Tidehunter or the Leshrac or really anyone. Like this Abaddon is just keeping everybody alive. DJ is doing a very good job using his spells properly. Like he's never using them wrongly. He's not shielding the wrong target or healing the wrong target at all. It just doesn't feel like TNC have the damage to kill anyone yet.
Meta where even supports are doing everything they can to tank up to survive, like Abaddon with the casual fluffy hat, Nyx Assassin, same thing. That's the support life these days.
Yeah, we see so many fluffy hats just casually bought on pretty much every support nowadays, as you said. Sometimes 2. Anyone here with 2? No, only 1.
No, like, tiny type heroes that are instantly jumping and trying to burst. I mean, I guess Puck is similar at times, but Abaddon doesn't have to worry about the burst as much.
Yep, and Luna is now on par with the Lifestealer. Finally getting his efficiency going here. And Tim's how close is to the axe? Very far away still. It's gonna be such a big problem for them to deal with. This Dark Portrait Luna. They don't really have a good way of clearing illusions at all with the right clicks. Most of the damage is magic.
Yeah, it feels like Raven's gonna have to consider his itemization even about, like, often you want to go like maybe for the butterfly on Luna against the Lifesteal, but if you get that against the Dark Portrait, your illusion's just gonna be almost unkillable.
And I like the decisiveness here from TNC. They know they have no Ravage right now, so they can't really win a team fight. And you just take the tower, make the map a little bit smaller for Fnatic, make them feel uncomfortable. A lot of teams would just go back and farm, not TNC though.
Especially with this potential Roche fight coming up, both teams are getting as much vision as they can around the area.
Yep.
I with a kind of unorthodox ward as well around that Roshan pit. I like it a lot. It's giving them some good intel, and it's very unlikely to be dewarded. I don't know if it scouted this smoke, as Fnatic have smoked up themselves, heading towards that mid lane, probably looking for a pick-off that will allow them to go to the Roshan pit. TNC themselves is smoked up. Both teams trying to look to see what they can find. Xuan is showing in this mid lane, while his teammates lurk around.
Yeah, they both have the same idea right now, so they're just completely avoiding each other. They're doing the opposite moves. But yeah, this Observer
TNC
Ward,
don't want to go on Lash. Yeah.
they don't. Like, Lash is way too hard to kill now. He has a Sanch as well. They're just going into the pit. Ravage is available, so why not? This team fight is going to be hard for TNC. If they can win it though, I think they have a very good foothold in this game.
They scout it out. They throw out the orb and instantly Fnatic, as they notice TNC moving over, going to back off for now. They've managed to keep both, well, mid lane's kind of being pushed out by both sides, but top lane's being pushed out by the Luna Manta illusions to constantly put pressure on TNC to address things, but it does seem like both teams are going to back out of the pit.
I like this out-of-the-box thinking here from Death, going for an Orchid on Tidehunter just to deal with the Lifestealer and Puck. Like, it makes a lot of sense, because they won't be building into any sort of dispel. It will make him way less tanky, but he will be very much more capable in the offensive department.
It's such a funny pickup because usually, like, you know, if you're playing Puck into a mid hero like a Storm that's going Orchid, you might get a Yules, but you don't expect it out of the Tide. So even though they see maybe this Oblivion stuff, it doesn't, you know, like you say, Lifestealer and Puck not going into any kind of Dispel right now.
Yeah, they're like, what is that? Echo Saber? Oh. I think this is a very rare item pickup, right, on Tide? I don't think we see it almost ever.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
Claw
The other day we
also?
saw one, we saw Bloodthorn. I can't remember what hero it was, but there was a really, I think it was maybe a Dragon Knight that went like Bloodthorn against a Lifestealer and completely, the silence like made his life.
Well, I
really
remember
tough.
that game. There was Raven. What hero did he play? I don't remember. I remember the game you're talking about.
Yeah.
And Bloodthorn can really ruin a Lifestealer's game. Like, he has a San, sure, but you're still silenced for 4 seconds. Plenty of time. Skadi, 25 gold away only though for this Lifestealer. Then Abaddon is gonna be way less effective.
We're going for the Skadi as well. Nice Carapace on the mid lane, gonna catch the Lion, Boomy. Will force staff away, and that's gonna be an important item for TNC. This force staff is the save. You know, Tim's playing the Grimstroke, very kind of more offensive-orientated support. Could go for, you know, the Inkswell Agshard later on for perhaps some defensive capabilities, but it's really up to Boomy with this force to save his teammates, especially if they get hit by that Orc.
Yep, 100%. And Puck is now itemizing into Yules, actually. So that means he saw the Oblivion staff then. And he's not thinking he's going Echo Saber. But yeah, once these Dispels are out, it's gonna be... Like, this item is gonna feel pretty bad on Tidehunter, to be honest. Like, you don't have any sort of Shiva Scarred or anything like that. Satanic.
I'm sure TNC's hoping for a Flicker, I bet. Everyone's hoping for a Flicker.
Well, it's gonna be
Who doesn't
late,
want a
though.
Flicker?
Ah, Flicker is
Yeah, I mean,
insane.
it's 37 minutes. I think, you know, this game has that feel. We haven't seen a team fight in some time. Roshan's still up, though. Smoke room from Fnatic as Gabby in the trees could be in the right spot to pop this one. Death does have his smoke get popped, as does Raven. And there's no Radiant High Ground vision, so the dire TNC ward will spot them as Gabby manages to get a lot of information for his team.
And they put an Observer Ward there too, so should get dewarded relatively soon as well. TNC knows exactly what's happening here.
See themselves have a smoke on their line if they want to use it.
Look
like-
at Grimstroke, gods. He has been getting so much priority. Only 700 away from his Aghanim Scepter. He's so farmed.
Yeah, this bottom lane has been his. He's just been spamming it out. And because Fnatic want to play around Roshan, no one's been here. What's... Okay, so I think Fnatic... Well, TNC seem to be expecting somebody to TP bottom because Bok is positioned here, ready to jump with a lifesteal. They may just give up this tier 2 tower. Yeah, they just jump in. They're like, okay, we're going to get this tier 2 tower. Can they contest Roshan now? They don't have the outpost. If they want to go and contest this, they need a TP now to this tier 2 tower. They've got to get there fast, but Fnatic, they're bringing down Roche too quickly. Don't think TNC is going to be able to stop this one.
Yeah, it's
Fnatic.
gone.
Secure themselves. Roche Boomy gets the D-ward off his Puck, orbing in. Gonna scout things out, but it seemed like TNC made a bold decision to go for that smoke down bottom with the Infest, thinking someone would TP to TP, and instead Fnatic just get a Roche, and TNC's like, okay, let's cut our losses. We'll just take a tier 2 and not contest Roche.
Yeah, I think they're still okay with that though. This Grimstroke timing is going to be absolutely massive. 150 gold away from it. This Luna just finished her Skadi. I still don't know how they're going to kill this illusion. Anchor Smash doesn't work on it. None of Leshrak's spell work on it. They just have no damage to kill it. It could potentially be the teamfight winner for them.
Yeah, that is big problem.
I love how they
Just
recognize
send
that
that
too.
on.
Like, TNC gave him
Yeah.
so much priority. He has it minute 26. That is pretty absurd.
Yeah, almost catching up to the Dragon Knight in terms of net worth. BK, who really, to be effective at this point, just needs that BKB. I'm sure, you know, Bok would love to go into the late game and get, like, the kind of Aghanim Scepter, part of Taras that we've seen on Pinky DKs, but with a BKB, he's going to have all he needs, at least for these mid-game fights.
Yeah. And just in general, his impact won't be nearly as big as it would be in other games, just because there's this Abaddon who's going to shield off the Dragon Tail. So the recognition of TNC here is very good. Not a lot of teams would be able to do this, I feel like.
Luna perhaps seeing that Dark Portrait coming out, itemizing into a Crystallis.
Even
less
that
stat
hurts
base.
with a 150%
Yeah.
multiplier.
It does still hurt, you're right.
I feel like there's nothing you can build on Luna that doesn't help the Grimstroke portrait. Just how the hero works, right? Like unless you build like a a hex or something, you just give it yourself.
I mean, Aghanim Scepter is pretty good, but well, I mean, it helps obviously the illusion a little, but it's more about you get some crazy ult. I don't think you want to go Ags against Lifestealer. These heroes
no way.
have ways to escape.
Okay, Puck finished his Yule Scepter, and this Orchid on Tide hasn't really done anything yet.
Ooh, by the way, Lifestealer picking up a BKB, so yeah, this Orchid is going to feel
Oh, he's got
extra
BKB
easy.
instead of Satanic. Hey, interesting. Usually
Yes,
you see
I
the
mean,
Satanic to this build.
Here we go, they're going high ground. Fnatic saying if they can get this tower, these blades will just bounce around. They get the nice Blink Ravage in, they're trying to blow up their lifesteal. They succeed in doing so. He doesn't get the rage up, but the turnaround is there. A 3-hero combo, the Soulbind into absolute TNC destruction. They're going to look to chase down DJ as well. The saves just weren't there. There was just too much freaking damage as they kill Luna a second time. Oh, Tims, he just set everybody up for a massive fight there.
Wow. We just spoke about how good this portrait is, and it just obliterates all of them. They get a good coil on like 3-4 heroes. Sure, they lose their lifestealer for it, but it's a massive win. It was like a 6-1 fight.
Up. Yeah, everybody grouped up in a coil, the Earth Spike, the Chain Stun, and like you said, the Dark Portrait Illusion just wrecking them. It almost, I don't know if TNC had, if Fnatic had seen the Dark Portrait. Perhaps why they went high ground is because they were trying to get there before Grimstroke got the Aghanim Scepter, because he only just finished it.
Yeah, potentially, but this is really bad news now. At this point, they're supposed to be really quite a bit ahead, and I don't know how Fnatic teamfights now anymore after this Dark Portrait, actually. Like, I literally don't know how to deal with it. Luna needs to right-click it down somehow, but she doesn't have a BKB to do it. She's gonna be feeling very weak for quite a while, I feel like.
Yeah. So if there's no answer to it, sounds like they're gonna find a way to kill Tims without Luna, without showing their Luna.
Yeah. Who's gonna jump him though? The Tide? That's pretty risky. Nyx can maybe find him out, but there's so many sentries littered all around the map. Not easy.
Feeling confident now. They pushing forward in the enemy jungle. They're still going to be a little bit careful. There's no Ravage to worry about for 50 seconds, so they're going to go for a smoke play. Fnatic know about this one. They are positioned behind the Leshrac on the mid lane. Does TNC want to go for a jump here? Bok gets the Dragon Tail to pull up, immediately shielded off, but he gets Hexed and Impaled afterwards. No more shield for DJ to outbash one here. He's in trouble. The defensive use is there. The burrowed up Nyx from the high ground doing some work as the Soulbind is being used to kind of cover the retreat here. It looks like TNC don't want to force their way into this burrowed up Nyx assassin, and they may perhaps lose their line. Who gets a great force up over the trees. The TP out. Oh, Umi almost making a nice play there. Does go down though.
Did you see how the Luna played a team fight? He did absolutely nothing. He didn't dare to show himself. Because of course he knows the Grimace is waiting for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gotta hide.
End up losing nothing, fortunately. Was pretty close on the Lash there. I gotta admit though, I don't like this BKB on the lifestealer. I feel like Satanic makes so much more sense. Like, of course it has its purpose against the Orchid, against all the magic damage against the Ravage. Sure, but do you really want to itemize into an item like this on a lifestealer? Because Satanic, I feel like, is going to make you nigh unkillable anyways, and it gives you way more damage. And the more consistent the spell as well.
I guess maybe he's thinking we're gonna get to this late game point where if he just has to siege high ground, he's gonna have, you know, rage as well as BKB and then probably a second rage. But going all in on the spell immunity, then he's got the damage queued up. So Daedalus is gonna be his next time, and at that point he's gonna be pretty close to 6 slotted.
Yeah. I love Daedalus actually in lifestealer. I feel like we don't see it enough because it actually stacks with the feast damage it deals, like the crit multiplier does. So it's a massive crit you get from it.
It seems to be the new go-to carry late game damage item. It used to be Rapier, but you know, Rapier losing the True Strike, kind of fallen out of the meta a bit. And
yeah, it's just so hard to play
was MKB.
without that True Strike, as you said. I mean, even Lifesteal just gets like a random evasion talent level 20. And suddenly this Rapier already feels like, eh.
Yep. Well, Liverpool's coming out. Fnatic do have a very small gold lead, but 31 minutes in a game like this, I think looking at these gold numbers is going to tell the whole story. But Luna has managed to pull a decent ways ahead of Lifesteal in terms of farm. But as you kind of mentioned, that farm gets turned around on her with the Grimstroke.
I feel like Lifestealer, I'm not entirely sure what happened, but he fell off really hard. Like he was on par with Luna the entire time. Potentially, it's also the way he's thinking about the game. Like as you can see, his itemization as well. He's being very, very passively farming away rather than taking the efficient farm that is a little bit more risky. He's been leaving that.
The other thing we saw is last fight he was the bait in some. I don't know if that was intentional, maybe not, but he died and then they team wipe.
Yeah.
Puck, meanwhile, suddenly is like almost is up there with the top net worth heroes. Has a Kaya and Sanj and then a Dagon 5 queued up. So this could be a game where Armel is going to really pop off in terms of his damage output.
Yeah, Puck can definitely be this hero. It's just he doesn't have any Aeon Disc. And against Nyx Assassin, even if you play almost perfectly, it just takes one mistake and you just die. This Carapace from anywhere, you get stunned, suddenly they follow up on you with like a Ravage or something, you're just dead. Because the Dire side doesn't really have any way of saving you.
The Nyx Carapace, when you're burrowed, what's the AoE on that, do you know?
350, I believe. It's not massive. Oh, it's at 300, it says there, yeah. But 300, it's like 125 less than a Pugna Blast, but it's still pretty big. It's mainly so that after you impale, you can just borrow and then right away Carapace them. Just keep them stun locked.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if that works against Aya Sanch or not. Probably does.
I guess in the team fight where he's just borrowed, it may be harder for him to actually find those Carapaces on a Puck.
Yeah.
Usually it's your mobility that allows you to Carapace the Puck spells.
Yeah, and I assume Puck is not really gonna shoot an orb at that little Diglett in the floor.
Yeah, exactly. Once Puck finds out where the Nyx is, he's not going in 300 range and he's not throwing little orbs. Look, Nyx is at least a Doug trio. Come on, Vlad.
I just feel like Diglett is the cutest Pokemon ever. He's just like a little head from the floor. Have you seen this meme
Nyx
picture
is cute?
where it's like really ripped beneath?
Yeah.
Just his body build. You don't think it's cute? Look at that mouth and the little weird head shape.
I mean, I'm not anti-bugs, but I'm sure there's a lot of people who look at Nyx and think, that's something that's going to haunt me in my nightmares.
Yeah, I also don't even know if does he exist? It just feels like he's very empty. Like, doesn't look like he has a head.
True.
Kind of like the Lich King, you know?
Armor. It's like the armor around a soulless or headless body almost.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Back into the game.
Jabs did my mistake. Vendetta does not continue after you borrow. I found that out.
You gotta do it the other way, right?
Yeah. You gotta come out of the borrow with the Vendetta, and it works. It could be such a nice quality of life change, though. Let him borrow Vendetta, come out of Vendetta.
He's just, he's testing how it works.
Yeah, well, I should know this by now. No.
Just double checking, It's like the BKB. It's like just making sure this BKB works, okay?
Well, BKB is finished now on Luna, so you will have some sort of way to just right-click the illusion at least, but it's not gonna feel good because you don't want to be right-clicking illusions in a team fight.
Here we go. Fnatic have smoked up with this BKB timing, though. They send a Lesh Illusion. That's going to scout out Boomy because he mana drains it. Now Xuan in the front lines with the Leshrac has a BKB of his own. Blink in from Pok. Gets the Dragon Tail on Xuan. The Impale follow-up is there. DJ trying to keep him alive with the Nyx burrowed out. The Finger of Death is there. A lot of damage coming up with the Coil onto 2. Abaddon getting hit by the Soulbind as well. He can't keep Jabs alive. Xuan with the BKB. Life stealing a bit with the spells. Death with a nice Ravage. Takes out the Dragonite. Gabby luckily had the BKB. That helped keep the library. He's got a Rage back up now as well. He's looking to go back in here. Death on the Tide, getting low, but the heals just being too much from DJ for now. They want Xuan on the Leshrac. He's trying to turn and fight. Looks for the Split Earth, won't get it, and with the DK buyback, the chase is on. Puck manages to orb away in a sliver of hell somehow. He keeps himself alive. Armel with the Yule Scepter now. He's managing to just juke his way through this one. The burrowed up Nyx is in trouble. He's looking to get brought down by the Lifestealer. Gabby, does he have the damage? It's not enough just yet. The heals are there. Jabs, he's still alive, and with the silence on the Lifestealer, he's going to go down. He couldn't get the rage off. Fnatic, they're winning this fight. They can't get the DK a second time with the blink away. And Fnatic have somehow managed to turn this one on TNC.
It was a massive amount of buybacks because they know exactly that Roshan respawned. Whoever wins that fight gets the Roshan. There was so many clutch spell usages by DJ, and then TI10 comes in at the last second. Rage was like half a second of cooldown, gets the silence on, otherwise the Nyx would have died. Very close team fight, but Fnatic is going to be very happy with the result of it.
TNC's looking to contest this Roche, but they're going to be here too late. Oh, are they? It's going to be close. Puck, orbing, jointing in, doesn't manage to get there in time. Zap! Armel finds DJ, gets some revenge. That's 500 gold for killing an Abaddon. How the hell do you get 500 gold for a 5 position?
That's just how Dota works. I saw, like, someone
It's
solo
more
kill
gold
support
than-
yesterday, got 1200 gold. Like, why?
More gold than any kill in the last fight. I just pushed enter, and all the kills from the last fight were like 350 to 400. And they have a kill.
Yeah, I have not understood the bounty rules in like 2 years now, ever since they changed it.
No,
It's really weird.
one area on patch notes where I'll kind of skim over and be like, you know, you get gold for kills. That's all you need to know as a caster.
There's so many complicated numbers and brackets and everything. I'm like, oh, what do you mean divided by 10, multiplied by 25? What is happening? Jabs down there. He bought back before.
Yep, X is there. No Carapace proc. Impale follow it with a finger. Finger zap. Umi's starting to build up some finger damage.
Yeah, he even went for the max health per finger instead of the Earth Spike cooldown. Interesting. I feel like we always see the Earth Spike cooldown on a 5 line at least.
Or yeah, something a little bit different.
Def
Feeling
going
like this
into-
game is gonna drag out.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't blame him after watching these qualifiers.
Like, I'm getting lots of stacks, and also, you know, the health, the survivability, not bad. Mid lane, Fnatic in position. They've got the Aegis with the Daedalus here. Even with the Aegis, TNC are feeling like they can confidently play on Fnatic's side of the map.
I wonder if this actually impacts players and teams' mindset. Like, if they see a qualifier just be super long on average, does it impact their mentality towards the game? But it feels like it
Maybe
does.
they're picking, they're picking different heroes. Maybe they're going for different items. I'd say the line talent is probably just a result of what we've seen happen here.
What is Def going for? He's going completely haywire here and going for a Lincoln Sphere next. Just to protect the Luna, probably from a Dark Portrait.
Ooh. Mind that. I guess how easy the pop is. I guess the puck does pretty well because you can kind of jump in with the blink and orb out while Dagoning or something.
You can also pop it with Phantom's Embrace instantly. But it doesn't even fly out, it's just an instant pop on the Lincolns. Luna's going for her own Lincolns as well, so they just want to stack Lincolns on him, I guess.
Alright. That's the late game plan, Fnatic. That's one thing that's why these two teams are still in the upper bracket with all these crazy 6-minute games. Fnatic and TNC are the two teams. They've got the experience. They know how to play these late game scenarios better than anyone, and they're the teams that the pressure seems to get to the least. Umi, Blink, Ravage coming in, going to catch 2 on the high ground as well as the support Lion. That's happy just to go jumping on in. Now with the Bok, BK jumps in with the BKB himself with a Lifestealer backup. The damage isn't there. On the left, as Death is with the borrowed time. Oh, snap! They get the tide. Death is dead. That's a dieback as well. Tron needs to be a little bit careful here. The DK getting low. Bok trying to fly back to the high ground with the Infest healing him up a little bit. That's enough to keep him alive. And now the next target is Tron's Leshrac. DJ has to be careful in the Abaddon. He can't get too close without the borrowed time, but they're managing to win this fight with Ravens Luton doing so much damage. The puck jumps back in. Gabby with the rage still up. He's trying to bring down the Nyx, but Nyx is hella tanky, and Puck actually gets brought down. Raven gets himself a triple kill.
You got chipped by the glaive, you couldn't blink. Very unfortunate. Do they have buybacks? Only the Puck has a buyback. If they lose this tower, the Rex are gone. Potentially even the T4s are gone. They're pinging the throne. And if they don't buy back, they might lose it.
You just have to buy back, I gotta imagine. Gabby, what's he up to? He's going for some neutral items, it looks like. I don't blame him. That's an interesting call. He's actually getting... He got the bounty rune. He gave Grimstroke buyback. So they can get a Dark Portrait out now. If Grimstroke wants to use that. Gabby goes running in, finds a courier. Has a flicker now to play with. A great pickup. That's why he was in the jungle. He's like, we're losing racks. He's like, nah, I'm going jungle. It looks like they are going to have to give up this... Yeah, they're giving up the racks. Probably will fight for the tier 4 towers. Gabby just getting poked at.
Yeah, the Bound City is actually crazy. It looks so... I don't know. It just doesn't look like Dota anymore, you know what I mean? All these... Well, maybe it looks exactly like Dota, actually. What am I saying?
It feels... It's like there's... Most other spells, you know, just don't work on buildings. So,
Yeah.
so it's interesting. Glaives is one of the few that does.
They just have glaives bouncing from the middle Rex to like throne, hitting heroes over there.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those mechanics. I think if, you know, if Icefork for whatever reason made it so that glaives don't bounce on buildings, I think not many people would be upset.
Yeah, but I feel like Luna would also not be as big anymore at all. That's a pretty good gimmick, right? Like especially with like heroes that empower her. You go high ground, you get the tower unexpectedly, and suddenly the enemy's like, oh, we're done. We can't defend this.
You can buff her other ways, you know. Or maybe give her a talent that does it.
A 25 talent? I wouldn't mind it. They're terrible anyways.
Yeah. I'd say 25 talent just to get back something that you used to have sounds kind of brutal. But yeah, like you say, Luna's 25s, I mean, we'll see. Probably what, 30% lifesteal?
Yeah. Like the
hasn't got
Eclipse
the
mini
Axe
stun is
Scepter.
pretty good if you have Axe Scepter. Especially with the Refresher, just perma-stun people. But he's going for the cookie cutter build. Nah. Has an Illusionist cape as well.
One nice little pickup.
Yep. And the Lincoln
Lifesteal's 25 will be important. His rage duration, I gotta imagine he's gonna want, but he's still got a full level to go. Fnatic are not interested in giving TNC time to sit back. They're considering this high ground. The double Lincolns now, Tide as well as Luna, both have one.
Yeah, they're just gonna be stacking it on the Luna. Make sure they don't get the portrait at all. He's dropping every item on Luna. What's happening? Just to use the Illusionist cape, what? What kind of gimmick is happening here? Oh, so he doesn't get the Dark Portrait illusion or what?
Oh, clever, clever.
I mean, he stood there for like 10 seconds. Like, man, you're probably gonna practice it a bit in demo mode first.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess that's the downside of the Illusionist cape, is that it makes an easy way to get the Dark Portrait image for Grimstroke.
yeah. Same with the Manta also. He keeps doing it, but really, I don't know how efficient it is, because he's not Thompson level of button clicking. Like if you watch some people play, the way they drag items in and out is insane. Like they're so fast. How do they do that? I tried that.
You've got to be so precise too. Here we go, TNC, they're smoked up. They're looking to make their move out of their base. They put an Observer on the high ground. They don't reveal a sentry or anything, as Radiant don't have any way to know there's a ward here right now, I believe. Fox just going to go for the D ward.
Okay, I'm DK. Not sure why. They didn't see them, right? Could have potentially gone for a move.
Fnatic themselves are smoked up. Fnatic are just grouped aside. They know this is do or die time. Roche can respawn in 10 seconds, so this is where winning or losing a fight could lead to Roshan potentially, or just game over if you're one of these teams.
Tims!
Buyback.
So
Cannot
careful.
afford to get picked off. The blink in. Death doesn't go for the Ravage. Tims has not got the A on this yet. He's going to be the first target. He does have buyback, I believe. There's going to be a blink pop. Dragon Tail. He catches out the back lines. He peeks out. Nix, who's forced to immediately buy back the DK on the front lines. Once DJ will be a great pickup for them. That takes away so many of these saves. He doesn't have buyback. He's dead brave. The Soulbind catching out too. Where's the Dragon Tail? The Lucent Beam stun pushing them back. But there's going to be a double hex into a double impale. They're absolutely getting destroyed. Gabby with the BKB rage as well. Schwan getting brought down on the Leshrac. Is the physical damage there? It's going to be close, and they bring him down before the TP.
Oh no!
Dead Leshrac without buyback. TNC have won a crucial fight here, and they may get more. Death's Lincoln Sphere. They're going to do so much for him. Damage is there to bring down the Tide, who also does not have buyback.
It just shows you how strong this combination is of Grimstroke Lion, Hex, Impale Finger on both of them.
Oh.
And Leshrac unfortunately died. He fumbled a little bit with his inventory. Plate Mail was in the backpack. He would have lived otherwise, I would imagine.
And that Yeah, the Grimstroke this game has been huge. The Dark Portrait, as well as all the spells they're comboing.
Yeah.
The Dragon Tail as well that they've had hitting multiple heroes in some of these fights. It's just absolutely destroyed Fnatic. And
Nick's Korea. Oh, it was close. It's the Aeon disc.
Okay.
If you lose, it's dead.
yeah,
Roshan up in 90 seconds. And 2 buybacks expended here. Luna bought back right away. So did DJ.
on the Dire side, buyback status is they're going to have these buybacks at least the puck in 2.5 minutes. So we're going to get to a point where TNC should have an edge when it comes to buybacks.
Yeah, Grimstroke is really the big one, though. It feels like as though he's more important than some of these cores right now.
Yeah.
How
Got an
close is
Aeon
he to
disc
the Aeon
queued up.
disc? Oh, still quite a bit away. 1300?
Yeah. He can farm it quickly. Perhaps that's going to be... Yeah, he's staying kind of bottom while his team are elsewhere. But he also has to be wary that, you know, Fnatic may make a play on his life.
Yeah, this is the tournament meta right now. Aeon
He's
disc
got
on
it.
everyone.
He had the Arcane Boost. Yeah, he's got Aeon Disc now. The Arcane Boost.
Aeon disc on him, Aeon disc on DK
Oh.
queued up, Aeon disc on Lion queued up, Puck has one. Everyone is going for one.
Here we go, Fnatic. They smoke out of their base. Dire vision around this Roshan pit is fantastic. We'll see what Fnatic can do. Chuck a ward on the high ground, but they don't want to de-ward right away.
The net worth is a little
Reveal
bit
their
deceiving.
position, but
Lifesteal is sitting on 5k right now.
right, here we go. Fest into the puck. Armel in the front lines.
Can they get?
What's he going to find here? Level 26 as well.
Yeah, Armel has been a beast this game.
Fnatic checking out the Roshan pit, making sure there's no shenanigans going on. Armel, what can he find? He doesn't have buyback, so he's going to be a little bit careful. Does have the Aeon Disc, and of course, Puck is just known for being oh so slippery.
Dewarding the sentry so their ops doesn't get dewarded. Ionis,
Where
be
it
careful.
is, Dragon Form is pop. Thinking with the Hex, they're going on DJ, but the Abaddon, he's being stunned up while they go on the backlines here. They want Chuan. Meanwhile, Abaddon just being silenced up as well, but the DK kind of gets left alone. Doesn't pop the BKB, gets helped out by the 4-star. Lifestealer inside the puck, not the DK, means Bulk has to just BKB TP out. None of the damage for him, so...
And Roshan is up and just spawned.
Dragonform still has a bit of duration left on it, but Fnatic's already in there. DK should be able to get back potentially in time with the Ag Scepter.
Roshan's falling fast.
Make it in here.
Gotta make a decision here.
Umi, standing above to the north. Can he make a play for the steal or a snipe here? Not sure they want to go for it. DK blinks in with the puck as well. They time this, not perhaps at the perfect Roshan time. They're going to get the
Aeon
Aegis
got
onto Schwann's Leshrac. Fnatic have the Aegis. They can look to turn and fight. Box going to be careful on the DK. Doesn't have BKB. He's 4-stuffed. He gets back to the high ground. He's still alive on the DK. TNC want this Luna, but the cheese being popped. They heal him back up, and with the burrowed up Nyx Assassin, they want to get the hell out of here. Boomy's Lion in some trouble now, gets chased down. Looks like TNC just going to look to disengage, having already taken out the Aegis.
Oh, that was so close. It was like max range.
Stops the
Aegis
boots
to
to
creep.
travel with the Dagon as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there an Ags or Refresher? I didn't see.
Good question. Let's click through the heroes very quick.
I see Nyx. Oh, Nyx has an Ags, of course.
It's an Axe Scepter then. Wait, no. Yeah, I clicked on Nyx too. I was like, what? And then you said it. I was like, ooh.
No. I don't
Wait, there's no
see
refresher.
Ags.
Puck has the Aghanims. Okay, Puck took the Aghanims. Which is a massive upgrade for them.
Oh, yeah.
If Luna is
That's
just
the
stuck there with a
ideal
portal hitting
hero.
her, yeah, it's perfect. Probably couldn't have asked for anything better. But now his buyback is very expensive too. Some creeps.
Yeah. Well, he's happy just to have it off cooldown now. Hopefully for the upcoming fight if he can farm it.
Lifestealer is about to get a whole lot scarier. Just finishes Daedalus. There's gonna be a ton of damage coming out from him now. So how much is
And
fees?
it feels like there's
1.2%. That's good. It's about a 50-ish, 60 bonus damage on the Luna.
And this is the window now where Fnatic do not have buyback on some of their key heroes. The Luna, Abaddon have 3 minutes left in their buybacks, and TNC have managed to get all their buybacks back up, more or less, just waiting on Puck to farm a bit more gold.
Yep. And
I guess the
needs 2
Grimstroke is still on
minutes.
cooldown. That's the big one for them. You kind of mentioned,
But he has Aeon
that's
Disc now.
Luna.
They actually have 3 Aeon Discs ready, right? Oh, Lion about to finish his. Yeah, I mean, DK went away from it and just goes for the Nullifier to, of course, counter the Nyx Assassin's Aeon Disc. It feels like this late game is always just about Aeon Disc. Every time. How do we counter this? How do we make sure they don't counter ours? Aeon Disc here, Aeon Disc there. How would you nerf that item?
That's an Iceberg question. How would you nerf the Black? I don't know.
I feel like make it so you only take like half damage instead of like 100% reduction. It means you also can't blink out for free, stuff like that.
Speaking of some of these saves, there is a Leshrac Wind Waker, so potentially can save teammates with this. But that's where the Nullifier really comes into play, because this is going to be huge against these Aeon Discs as well as that Wind Waker.
Yeah. Nullifier is also a very underrated item. It just answers all these late game saving options. Well, not all of them, of course, but a lot of them. Like, how much is Wind Waker? Like, almost 8k? 7.1k?
Yeah.
And Nullifier is 4.7. It's way cheaper, obviously.
We're not going to some new late game tech. Has got an Aghanim Scepter queued up, perhaps thinking they need to just blow a hero up during some of these stuns with the Lucent Beams. And also just running out of slots, so could get the Blessing later on as well.
I wonder if a Moonshot is better or the Axe Blessing, actually. With the item build he has gone for. Because, what? How much attack speed is a Moonshot again? 70 or 60 when you consume it? 60.
Yeah, half. Yeah.
Actually, for some reason, it's not half anymore. You get 140 and then it goes down to 60.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not sure why. Should be half. Buff it up.
Yeah, it was initially half, right? I'm not going crazy.
Yeah, it was. What I never understood, do you get the night vision also while you carry the item or only after consumption? Oh yeah, it says so. 400 while you just carry it, and 200 after consumption.
It used to be you got none when you consumed it. I think they added that later, if I recall.
Yeah, because it was terrible. Why would you lose everything?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
See where Luna goes, but for now, definitely going to be managing that buyback, which has come back up. Both teams have just spent the last. It's like, okay, there's no Roshan for like. They lost Aegis right away, so it's like, all right, let's just wait for 8 minutes and then we'll meet again at the Roche Pit Black. That seems to be how the SCA Dota goes.
I have seen more than enough of that yesterday in that 140, what was the 104-minute game or whatever it was.
Yeah, we were all over on the mainstream and we were having like 9 hours for 2 best-of-3s. But yeah, you had a single 100-minute game. It's been wild. This SCA qualifiers has been quite the spectacle for viewers, casters, teams, and players alike.
I wonder if you compare to other regions, how it compares in terms of duration. Going on DJ here.
Way higher. Yep. They jump on the airband, but that looks like on the backlines. Death on the Tide is the target they want.
Oh, they're crushing him!
And the lifesteal bring him down. Yeah, with the Puck Axe Coil, he can't actually get away from this one. They want the Tide. He manages to get brought down, but instantly buying back. Now there's a Dark Portrait. Raven's just hitting the Dark Portrait, but now he's got a Gabby lifesteal to worry about. He force-stops away from the lifesteal and catches out the support Lion. Nice find as DK gets stunned up, but gets the BKB on afterwards. It's just going to go for the TP out. Don't have any answer to the BKB TP.
Feels like we've seen that just about 3 minutes ago.
Yep.
Pretty much same spot.
Tide goes down, buys back. Lion doesn't have the buyback.
But did you see how that game ended? Somebody Boots of Travel 2'd onto the Dragon Knight and he cliffed himself because Dragon Knight was flying over a cliff. Then he died after a buyback. That was the worst way ever for the game to end.
That is just heartbreaking. Yeah.
I really
Play
felt
for
bad
100 minutes and then that happens. It's like, things you're never going to consider that when you're casting that Boots of Travel 2 on your teammate too. You're just assuming like, yeah, it's going to be fine.
But the worst thing is, he had Blink Dagger. He just didn't know he was up there because, as you said, he just didn't think about it at all. DK on also level 25 now.
Go from here. Yeah.
AoE Dragon's Tail is also a massive game turner potentially. It's basically an RP.
I guess, and it'll stun people through Lincolns if you target someone else, right? Is that correct?
I don't think it's a target ability anymore, right? It's kind of like Storm
Oh,
Vortex
it's just
now.
an AoE. Okay.
Yeah. I think it forgoes Lincolns entirely. I haven't tested it. I'm not 100% sure, but that's how Storm Vortex works. So I think it's similar.
I was thinking you still had to target something, but if it's no longer needing to target, then that's huge. Yeah, because these double Lincolns could just be somewhat negated by this. Not to mention just the fact you can stun the Abaddon as well as his teammate, because there's not. Well, Abaddon can still pop the borrowed time and then shield his buddy. I guess that's the kind of play DJ's gonna be looking for.
Yeah, and he also went for this Axe Scepter. I tested this recently. Axe Scepter on Abaddon is so unbelievably strong. Together with the Holy Locket, like it triggers every 525 health, and with the talent you heal about 450 health every missed coil. So you lose like 70 health
25,
only.
yeah. 500 AoE missed.
Insane.
These supports is 25. Okay.
I did not expect these to be 25. Wait, even Boomy's 25. Tim's is 22. How did that happen?
I feel like we've seen these 50-60-minute games. I haven't really seen the supports get 25 in them that often. I'm sure you did in your 100-minute game, but...
Oh my god. Yeah, this also means we have the AoE Hex now. Another method to forego the Lincolns.
Oh.
This item is practically useless now.
I mean, they may even want to consider selling it for something else. Sort of an upgrade.
You can maybe protect yourself from the Dark Portrait, but that's a DJ.
Oh. Link's done. DJ's been found. And they pull him up before the borrowed time. Nope. They could have maybe gone for a finger and tried to catch him by surprise, but they were ready for it. The Nyx Assassin, meanwhile, not able to stun up the life steal. He managed to get the rage up. Now Bokko's charging with the BKB. Nice coil on a 3, and with the Axe Scepter, they kind of completely suck him. This is Soul Blight. The Dagon's to follow it up. TNC, Gabby in the front lines with the BKB as well as the rage. The Ravage is not going to connect on anyone except the DK further away. Lifestealer manages to infest his way out of there, comes back in, re-engages with the dead Abaddon. They want more. Puck actually managed to die in the backlines. They got the lockdown they needed. Gabby, can he finish off jabs here on the Nyx? He's got the Aeon Disc. The Nyx is just unkillable, it feels like. Yep. He's just too tanky. Gabby goes charging back in with the Blink Dagger. He wants Schwan on this Leshrac, but he's too tanky himself. Gets tied as the new target, but he goes Ghost Scepter. Nothing to get rid of it. The 3-man mana drain coming in from the line, who goes in for a Finger of Death. Not enough damage on the side. He's trying to finish him off the orb. He can't actually finish off Death. Death somehow blinks back in. He's still alive, but Nick's going down, and now Gabby, he's trying to just wreak havoc. The Wind Waker Leshrac, he's trying to fly his way out of there. It's Tornado Alley as the Dagon brings the Leshrac low. Gabby's still chasing forward. This lifestealer is just unkillable. He's just constantly full health. Puck still fishing for more on the backlines. Isn't going to succeed in doing so. Lion dies and buys back immediately. Nyx is still finding a new place to burrow on down. If they get this Nyx, that's a dieback, but he's tucked away nice and deep, Gabby. As he got the damage to get this kill, the Split Earth coming out, stunning up Bok, who has a BKB in 2 seconds, but he won't get a chance to pop it. He's dead without buyback. Luna buying back now as well. Gabby looking to turn and fight. Hasn't have Satanic. Doesn't have a way to lifesteal his way through this one. Will go down, and Raven has a triple kill. Split Earth onto the high ground. They catch out Tim's. Tim's dead now as well with buyback. And Fnatic making good use of their buybacks to win this fight. Potentially secure Roshan.
Yeah, Roche is back up, this time with all items. And it just feels like TNC is initially always winning these fights, but Fnatic is just making much better use of their buybacks and turning so many fights around. I think there's the third one consecutively to turn around this way.
Both teams just kiting so well. They're going for Roshan and TNC. Lion, you gotta be careful here. Does not have buyback. Yeah, they're too late for this one, it feels like, but they're still trying to take this fight. Gabby charging in, looking to start this fight. Gets stunned up by the Impale. The Split Earth follow-up. Gabby's stunned. He's dead. It's a dieback. Oh! Jabs was ready for him. Got him with the Carapace setup. Now the Puck needs to find a way out. Armel, has he got the damage? He's going to carry this game on his own, and he's in 2 versus 4 here. Goes blinking back in. Wanted DJ, but didn't have the damage to bring him down with the borrowed time being proc. Armel needs to find these kills. That's the only way he can defend, it feels like. And Chuan's looking for him. Trying to catch him with the Yule, I imagine, as Aeon Disc is on cooldown.
You cannot fight into this pit, GoDz, against this Leshrac stun. He got stunned like 4 times by it.
Oh, the life
Luna clip coming through.
Oh,
Tim's is eating it.
Tim's gotta be careful. He gets the Dark Portrait out. That could be a game changer. Tim's is getting low. Can he keep himself alive? No, he can't. He's dead, and now the tier 4 tower goes down, as well as the throne next in line as Armel trying to defend this on his own, but there's nothing he can do. Fnatic, they're gonna take game 1 of this best of 3. They lose the Abaddon. Armel getting another for the scoreboard, but actually no, they cleared the creep. No! Okay. Puck's dead. He died top. They have to fight through backdoor protection. Can they do this? I believe they should be able to with the Edict as well as the Luna damage.
25 Edict, no problem, right?
Yeah, it's GG.
No
buyback. Game over. Fnatic. Woo!
lot closer than we thought it would be. But Fnatic showing once more how experienced they are there. Buyback usage this game is really what won them the game, I think. Was way better than TNC's. Who also fought pretty damn well. But yeah, Fnatic clinching it out at the top.
That was, yeah, world-class Dota from both these two teams. This entire SA qualifiers has just been brutal. 58 minutes, it feels like, you know, I've seen more late game Dota in this SA qualifiers than a long, long time. Absolutely
ever,
crazy
yeah.
stuff. And we're going to have hopefully a bit more to say. We're going to take a quick break, get a glass of water, take a breath, maybe get myself a can of mate because this best of 3, it feels like it could go the distance. So stick around, guys.